So I'm going to show you how to install an LED light bar on the Genesis GV70. I'm going to connect my ground to this nut right here. All you need is a number 10 socket to remove it, which I just dropped in the engine bay, so I'm just going to be using this thingy, whatever. As for the positive, I'm going to connect that to, I'm going to be using this fuse right here, that one. I don't have a fuse puller, so a regular flathead screwdriver pops it right out. There we go. You can cut it to whatever size you want. Of course, you got to cut it from this end, because this end has the fuse and the connection wire. The red wire is your positive, the black wire is your ground. I have my wire stripper right here. So let me just strip these wires. So I connected my ground here, and I connected the positive to that fuse right there. Always make sure you test your light before securing it to the hood. I had one here before. I removed it because it was a bit too long and I didn't cut it. Then I tried to cut it, so it came out messy before, so I just got a new one. It's only $12 on Amazon, so it's whatever. I'm just gonna clean up this area, remove the double stick tape where I had the first one, and let me just turn the car on to make sure that this one powers up. One side lights up, so you want to make sure when you're securing it at the correct side. I got the double stick tape off, and I'm just going to use an alcohol pad to just clean up the area that I'm going to be sticking the LED lights to. I'm going to be tucking the wires in here, clean it up when I'm all done. I'll show you that later. So before I make the cut, I'm actually going to start sticking this end down so I know where I want it to start, and then I am just going to be able to cut from that end, which I'm going to just remove this cap, cut it and put the cap back on, just for like waterproofing reasons. This is waterproof. That's what they say. I had one before. It's been there for like a month. It had no issues. Lots of rain, lots of car washes. I had no issues with it. So I finished securing it to the car where I want it. You're only going to remove the sticky tape from one side. This side you don't need, because it's just there in case of how you depend on how your car is set up and what direction you're going to be installing it. So you're going to keep that side on because that's double stick tape. As you can see, this comes up a bit far. I'm going to be cutting it about here to get it even with this one. The problem with the other one I had was it went all the way up here, and the light, if you know how the GV70 is set up with the hood and how the hood closes, there's like a gap. There was light bleeding out through the edges here. I didn't really like the way it looked. I wanted to contain the light to just this area. So I'm going to be cutting this normal scissor. I'm going to be cutting it here and removing this cap and putting it on this end. I just tucked a bit of the excess wire here. I'm going to put this cover back on. Make sure there's enough slack so you don't pull on the ground wire or the fuse wire so it pulls out when you put the cap on. Okay, so that's the completed install. I used the little wire guides that they provided just to make the wire a little bit neat. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the hood down. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting up the car to show you what it looks like in the daytime. Okay, you get that cool little animation, and yeah, that's it. I'll also post a night clip so you can see what it looks like at nighttime.